Hi, Siobhan. How are you?
Hi Eileen, I'm great. I'm great. I'm great form today. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. I met somebody this morning and we were chatting, and I had such a laugh. I got up this morning, I was in bad form. I hadn't slept and I was in really bad form. We ended up chatting and we had such a laugh. And, it came to my mind afterwards, like laughter, it's one of the best forms of therapy. Like, I came away after talking to her, and honestly, I just thought, oh, I can take on the world now. Have you ever had that experience, Siobhan?
Oh my goodness, so often, so often. There's a few people in my life. Well, you're probably one of them at the moment, but
Yeah, you laugh at me the whole time, but anyway, yeah.
actually, now that you mention it, we always do manage to have a good laugh at some stage. And it's not about other people. We're quite good at laughing at ourselves, which is a good thing. But I would have my own family. I think it's a gift in a way that some people have. We could spend hours laughing at stories that we're inventing in conversation with one another. And none of it might be true, but we have, I don't know, there's people I know that have an amazing capacity to just build on a story, see the funny side and imagine it into something that never happened.
Something massive. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I love comedies myself. I love jokes. I don't know, is it still part of Irish culture? But I know growing up, whenever I would get together with family, my own siblings and extended family, a lot of the time we would just tell jokes. It became a bit of a competition.
And like you wonder when you think back, like and before the event of television and social media and whatever, people did that more. But they obviously did it because they got a benefit from it. And like there is actually, now I've never experienced this, it's laughter yoga, like where you just laugh continuously, whatever. I'd feel a bit awkward with that, but like, I mean, I've worked with people from all over the world, and I've nursed people from all over the world in my nursing. And you can have a laugh with somebody without understanding a word they're saying. And like laughter, it is a language. I don't know who said this, but it's a language that everybody understands. I know you worked abroad too, Siobhan. Did you ever experience that?
Oh my goodness, absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you a funny story. I lived in Japan for a few years. I found the Japanese people absolutely fabulous, but initially I didn't speak any Japanese. Japanese are great for always giving presents, and they might, if they go away somewhere on a trip, they'll come back and they'll always bring something specific to that place as a present. It's
Yeah.
called an omiyage, and it could be a little biscuit or a bun or something. And this lovely Japanese man in the office, I was in an education office. He brought back these lovely little buns. But I'm not a fussy eater, but I had discovered a kind of a Japanese sweet that was bean paste that I couldn't eat.
Mm, mm.
So he put it on my desk and he was smiling at me and bowing and, he said, dozo. And I kept smiling and bowing back. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. But he was waiting for me to eat it. And he was saying something to me in Japanese and I hadn't a clue. So all I knew how to say was, I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese. I said that in Japanese. And the one word I'd learned, the one word I'd learned was the word for this particular pastry, um, which was anko.
Mm.
And I remembered that because there had been an anko in the place of Foss, I think, previously in Ireland.
Oh yeah,
So I
yeah,
said, okay, note to self, remember, this is anko.
yeah.
But what I said to him was, I said, this is anko. I'm sorry, I can't eat anko. I don't like anko. And next thing I looked, and he was crippled over laughing. He was almost on the floor. I thought, oh, what have I done? And some of the other English speakers beside me were laughing as well. And they said, you didn't say anko, you said unko. And I said, okay, what does that mean? They said, it's something we do when we go to the toilet. So I'd said to him that his lovely gift, I'm so sorry, I can't eat this. And So I just never forget. But you know what it did? Actually, this is so interesting because now that you mention it, it immediately formed a connection between us. And we didn't speak the same language. That was part of our problem. But immediately we had something very deep we shared in common. And after that, I was there for about 3 more years after that. We shared such a connection.
Yeah, that's what I was just going. It's a
Yeah.
connection. That's what it is. You were able to connect through that.
We had so many laughs. But, you know, as a teacher, I'm really well aware of how effective laughing and good humor is for helping students to learn, really. Because we know that learning is all about relationships as well. I think it was Walt Disney said that laughter is no enemy of learning. And even that it's not phrased very positively, but I know John Cleese, the comedian John Cleese, he said that those who laugh most learn best. And I really, really believe that, because I think laughter breaks us open. If you just think about the feeling you have after you laugh.
Oh yeah, it's a way of nearly releasing. And even like Siobhan, we're both in Toastmasters, and again, I hate using a quote and I'm not certain, but I think it was Ralph Smedley, who's the founder of Toastmasters, said that we learn most at times of fun, and that, now I could be wrong with that, but I'm risking it.
And Eileen, I know you do humour really well because you were in the International Humorous Speech Contest last year. And
I opened my speech, it was about Tinder. Now, if you're watching, I've never been on Tinder.
really?
But I opened my speech by saying, Tinder is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get until you open the box. And I love that bit because it's like the Forrest Gump. And my last line on it was, what was it?
The goods.
You know, oh yeah.
I remember.
So if you're considering signing up to Tinder as a result of watching me here today, the fact is the odds are good. However, the goods might be odd. I laugh myself every time I say that. Like it was kind of a cheeky fun, but it was just great fun. And like doing that speech, I had so much laughter through doing that whole speech. So much fun. And most of it's self-deprecating humor and laughter. And I think that's the best type, you know, because you're not risking offending anybody when you're kind of laughing at yourself. But in saying that, we can put ourselves down in that way too. So it's to have the fine line there, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? That's the impact of a good joke or a good punchline, because I really remembered your opening line and your closing line. And it's been a year. It's been a year since I've heard it. So that's the impact that they had. But I remember, I always tell everybody this is one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. And I think the reason is it's probably one of the only ones I remember on the spot. But it must have had a huge impact at the time for me to remember it. Now, you mightn't find it funny, but
okay,
I think it's funny. And that's the thing, I suppose everybody's sense of humor is different. But it was 2 cows in a field. And one cow said to the other, "Are you not worried about getting mad cow's disease?" And the other cow looked at him and said, "Me? Sure, how would I be worried? I'm a duck." I'm glad you got that.
I did. I got it. You know, Siobhan, would it be lovely if some of our followers shared some of their experiences with humour and with the laughter and how they find it has helped them? I'd love to see some comments below if anybody would be willing to share with us.
And you know, Eileen, what's striking me as well as we were talking and thinking about this is I've often heard people kind of relate or connect laughter and humour with somebody being a bit foolish or acting the clown. But I actually believe it's almost like an elevated form of communication because it connects with people. And that's what communication is supposed to do.
Is connecting. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's so true. So look, if you've enjoyed this, we would love if you would consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and comment below. We're working at the moment, as Siobhan will say, through a list We've had so many responses to our videos. We're working through the list, and we will get to everything. We will get to all the things people have suggested. And if you have any more, please feel free to comment below. Have a good day, everybody. Lovely to see you, Siobhan.
You too, Eileen. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.